How's it going, guys? Heroic Concepts here today. And before we get started, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM on AndyConcept87. That is the best way to reach me. I got a question from one of the boys. Shout out to Kevin. Basically, long story short, broke up with his high school sweetheart. Felt like, the reason why he was hanging around, he just wasn't as committed to the relationship as he should. And he was hanging out with other girls and hanging out with friends and things of that nature. And now he's kind of like, should I get back with her? Should I wait till I'm a better person? Should I just break it off for good? Basically he's just internally conflicted about the whole thing. And, instead of just giving you some general advice on what you should do, I just want to take this question as an opportunity to look at the bigger picture here. And I want to basically tell you guys the truth based on my own personal experience, but beyond that, about personal relationships in general, or rather dating. A better way of putting it is, when is the right time for you to date? When are you ready to date? And honestly, the short answer is until you're truthfully content internally with being alone. And I mean to the point where even dying alone, as much as, don't get me wrong, I know that could be one of your deepest heart's desires to have a great relationship with a great girl and all that, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is, if God were to come down here and say, hey, well, guess what? It's never going to happen. You're going to be single for the rest of your life. Basically, you'd hear that, you'd grieve for a little bit, you'd grieve for some time, and you'd make peace with it and be content. And you'd still live your life, and you still have a great time, and you feel like you weren't cheated. You know what I'm saying? I feel like personally, as somebody who put a lot of stock in personal relationships, as a matter of fact, everything I ever did, man, this is uncomfortable. Let me try to sit at this angle. No, I'll sit back this way. This freaking thing's hurting my ass. But anyway, I forgot what I was gonna say. Basically, okay, that's what I was saying. So in my life, I pretty much every reason I did everything was geared towards becoming the kind of guy, I was trying to become what I was trying to attract. My thing is, I love beautiful women, but obviously I'm not a fool. Thank God, it gave me a little bit of intellect, and you know what I'm saying? Just some common, actually using my common sense just to kind of look at someone's actions and not take their words at face value. And I wanted my unicorn woman, and I purposely went out of my way to do the best I could possibly do to be attractive to that kind of girl. And the reality is, even in the midst of doing all that, I always knew at some point that girl, whoever she is and whoever she will be in the future, that's not what's going to internally satisfy me for the long run. In other words, I hate to compare a human being to an object, but the reason why I'm sitting out here, just kind of on the curb out here in the middle of this apocalypse with this whole coronavirus thing, I'm at the premium outlets here in Orlando, Florida, big shopping mall, outdoor shopping mall for like the outlets or whatever. And I don't know, I just wanted to go for a ride on a new scooter, which I'll show you guys real quick. Let me see if I can there we go. Yeah. It's like standing on clouds, man. It's amazing. Anyway, so I was going for a joyride, which is why I'm out here. And, even me getting this scooter, man, I've been researching scooters for like the last month and a half, and I've just been, I really want one. And so I get one, and look, it's amazing. I love this scooter, but it's going to get, I got over that initial excitement of having one really fast. And I already knew that. Everything on this earth, is what I'm trying to tell you, is vanity. As it says in the Bible, everything is vanity. Everything, even the relationships we have. Now, I know that sounds extreme for some of you who are like, non-believers, and that's cool. And again, I want to be careful how I talk about these things, because I know I'm in this awkward, which is why I haven't been doing so many videos. I'm like, man, how do I approach this from a way where I'm not preaching, but also sharing what I know to be true? You know, I can't leave these things out. You know what I'm saying? You know, the spiritual aspect of things. And the reason is, how this ties into this question is because, you know, in order for you to get to a place where you're truly, honestly content, and you still have joy in your life and you're happy, but you're single, you know, it means you have to be internally satisfied on your own. And if you're not there, you know, if you're not there, you're going to find other ways to fill that void. So you're going to get a scooter, you're going to, you know, maybe you'll get into drugs, you know, maybe you're going to be hopping from one relationship to the next. And, you know, the reality is, when you are content alone and you accept God as your external source of validation, meaning you're walking right with the Lord, all of a sudden, you know, these self-help channels, they talk to you guys about, oh, you got to be confident, man. You got to have, you know, you got to, you know, and get yourself internally right, which is true. You know, the most attractive men are guys who are on a mission in life, who have a purpose, who have other things going on. And as a byproduct of that, their physiology is different. They carry themselves differently because their main priority in life isn't a girl. And I'm not saying that yours is, but what I'm trying to say is, when you make God the priority in your life, you essentially get that you become just as attractive if you're truly looking to pursue the Lord first, because you're no longer thirsty. And because you're no longer thirsty, you're not going to jeopardize your personal standards. So now you see where I'm kind of tying into your question. There's a reason why you're unsure about this girl. And I'm not saying she's a bad girl. I'm not, and on top of that, maybe she isn't, and it's you. You need to do some self-discovery. I definitely still believe to this day, become what you're trying to attract, for sure. But with that said, leave a little space to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Don't get so, yes, you like what you like and you don't want to compromise on that, but with that said, you also want to leave space to be surprised by women you wouldn't typically date. So right now, basically, it's your time to be single, but not just to be single and figure out what you like. So now you can go and find somebody to try to plug this hole that you have inside, right? To use that as some kind of, use that sort of love, the earthly sort of love, which is based on conditions, which is, you know, as long as those conditions are met, things are good. And if they're not good. That's not sustainable. And you can't, if you're someone like that, you're going to run into problems. And if you're dating someone like that, you know, you're going to run into problems with them. So for me, I'm single, and I will not compromise as far as the kind of woman that I want to date, which is a God-fearing, beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? Who has all the godly traits a godly woman should have at this point in my life. You know why? Because I'm very aware and I'm super honest about how fallen we are as humans, and how inherently selfish I am, and how inherently selfish everybody is. So in the context of a Christian union between a man and a woman, we're called to love each other selflessly. Now, the only way that's even possible is if we are both serving the same master. We're both serving the Lord, and we're both striving towards his standard and not our own. Because trust me, everything's cool at first, and you guys know this. Everything's exciting at first. Everything's great. Then it gets stale. Then it gets boring. And then you're like, you're boring me. And then, hey, you know what? Like what you did with this girl. I think I'm going to go hang out with my friends. You know what? Maybe we need a break. I'm going to go talk to some new girls. It's going to be a never-ending process, a never-ending, you know, revolving door. So this is why I'm trying to tell you, man, you shouldn't be dating at all. If you want an answer, you shouldn't be dating at all. You need to get yourself right. You need to figure out, I mean, I would say definitely talk to girls. Still be social, get out there, talk to girls, man, but just don't be in a relationship. Just learn how to be friends with girls. And for me personally, that's not something I could do until I was saved. You know what I'm saying? Until I was a born again Christian, because I didn't believe in friendship with girls. I think that was, you know, it's a joke. If I'm being honest, you know what I mean? I don't think it could ever stay platonic. But this past year that I've been single, I've been in the church, I've been serving with women, and now I see them all as sisters. We're called to look at each other like brothers and sisters in Christ. You know what I'm saying? So I look at them all like little sisters first. I'm basically the big brother before I'm anything else to them. And through that friendship, when that chemistry's there and you know, we complement each other in a good way, we see we're a good fit, it's going to naturally, organically come together. But again, I'm not looking for it because I'm already internally satisfied. I'm already whole on the inside, and I'm not thirsty because I got the living water flowing in me. You know what I'm saying? From Jesus. And, you know, and again, I'm not, again, this isn't a video to try to convert nobody, but what I'm trying to say is, in your human way, I'm just, you know, I understand that there's still successful relationships in a worldly sense. I mean, the term successful is debatable. I don't know, that's different for everybody as far as the definition for the relationship. But what I will say is definitely take the time, reflect on what it is about this girl that made you leave, reflect on yourself, but do all this, you know what I'm saying? Do all this with the reality in mind that no matter who you pick, at the end of the day, and once you get to this place where, let's say you get on track with your career, whatever your purpose is, whatever your number one priority in life is, you get on track with that, and you're kind of like, okay, I know what I like, and you're ready to date. Just keep in mind that that person will never 110% satisfy you. Even in any way. I mean, even the sex, you know, the conversation, the personality, the things you guys have in common, all of that gets old, man. All of it. So just keep that in mind, bro. And I guess that's the best I could give you for now. I'll just off the top of my head while I'm over here outside of a shopping mall by myself, which is kind of weird. But anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. God bless you all. I love you all, and take care.